everybody hear me? Right, 2, I'm recording at the same time, so I might have to keep moving this. Alright, there we go. Right, let's warm up. Shoulders round. The other way. The other way. Okay, so please make sure you've got plenty of space so you can put your arms out and spin around and swing your legs without hitting anything. Please be careful. Okay, wrists around, the other way, and the other way, round, hips, and the other way. Hi everybody. So I'm recording here as well, just in case people can't see on Facebook. And on the spot. Punch down. Forwards. A bit faster. Higher. Down. Okay, so let's start with 10 kick-ups. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 10 jumpy jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 of everything else. So we do 10 kick-ups, 10 lunges, 10 jumping jacks. Ready, go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so last week was this punch, full punch, and swinging punch. This week is kicking. If you want your log sheets, just go on the website and download them, or let me send you a PDF to send me an email. So we're going to be kicking. I'm going to run through every drill this week that you can practice. So I've got my list. Okay, so you're going to need some foot shapes. So foot shape number 1, pull your toes back. And you're striking this part of your foot. And the majority of kicks are done just here. This is called koshi. Okay. You can also kick with this part of your foot, your instep, your heisoku, and the most common one after that is your heel. So probably koshi first, heel second. Some people kick with the blade of their foot, but I don't like to because I teach children. And if you hit something harder than you, then your blade will go in and you'll hurt your ankle. So when you're doing your side kicks, try for your heel, just for us. So koshi, toes back, pushing toes forward, heel, and use that for your side kicks. So I'm going to do all my kicks. So the first kick is a kingeri. So it's a lower down kick where you scrunch your foot up and striking with your instep, your heisoku. Ready? 1. I saw a comment. Ooh. You can watch these at any time. That's the point. Is once this is done, I'll save it and you can watch it any time. You don't have to do it with me today, but if you are, hello, and make sure you say hello. So hello, Deacon. The thing is, it's so small here, I have to run and read, but I'll read intermittently. So hello, Deacon, and hello, Freya, miss you. So scrunch your foot, don't kick any higher than your karate belt. Tight squeeze, and out. Okay, so Kingari, low down kick, aiming for sort of this region, but tight scrunch. 10 times, left and right. 1, 2, you go back a bit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I'm going to tell you the mistake you're going to make, because everyone makes it, is you've got to scrunch and lift, then let it go, then it's got to come back. It's got to be as tight as you can, so just squeeze. Okay, so when you're kicking, tight, pick up, and scrunch. Okay, don't kick too high. Next one is a front kick. So I'm going to pull my toes back, koshi, arms out for balance, either like so, or like so. High from Logan, high from James. From here, feet together, snap. 1, in the other leg, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you want your kick to be here, or even here, but you've got to pick where you're kicking. And then every kick has to be the same. Are you ready? 10 more. 1, 2, 3. Once it's out, bring it back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's kick number 1, Kingari. Kick number 2, Maegiri, and then Mawashi-giri. Now, Mawashi-giri is tight to the side. So you pick up tight. As tight as you pick up for a front kick, it's as tight as you try and pick up for your roundhouse kick. And once it's reached its height, then we rotate over. Go back a bit. Round. Once it's out, it's got to come back. It's got to come back in the same way that a front kick comes back. It's still a snap kick. And I'm kicking with the ball of my foot. Hello. Is that Farah? Oh, hello, Brunei. Hope things are better there than here. Ready? But I'm going to wave. I'll wave. Press that. There we go. Ready? Squeeze. And round. Squeeze. And round. With a round kick, because you're going to the side, what I'll do is I'll do 5 off this leg, and then you can adjust your position if you've got only a small space to do the other side. So I'll do 5 off one leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have the other leg. Adjust my position, squeeze, pull the toes back, not down, back. Ready? 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so from Kingari, then Maegiri, then Mawashi-giri, and then the fourth one is Yoku Kirikiagi. So side snap kick, same feel. Squeeze. I'm going to do it this way towards the camera. Squeeze. Tight. Then turn the hip and we squeeze. Okay? So again, it's doing this action. Nice snappy. And I want to make contact with Kikato, my heel. So go to the camera. That's what I want to make contact with. I said earlier, you could use the blade as part of your foot. If you hit in the wrong area and you're inexperienced, the ankle will rock, and actually it's not going to be very good for you. So be careful. Lift, tight, then open, come back. And again, 5 this leg, 5 the other. 2, 3, 4, fast, 5. Okay, then the other side. Tight pick up, heel, this way. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit, fit in the camera. Ready? 1. You just put your leg down, put your leg down. 2, 3, oh, balance, 4, that's 1, 5. Okay, so Kingari, Maegiri a little higher, Mawashi-giri, toes back, and side snap kick with the heel. Now we're moving on to the intermediate kicks. So if you're practicing at home and you're green belt plus, you might want to practice these kicks, they're a little bit harder. Okay, let me stretch my hips off. Ooh. So, as this is more intermediate, what you've got to be conscious of is fighting the body a little bit, because when I lift, my body wants to lift with it. It's not a problem until you hit something. And if you don't have a good solid base, what will happen is you'll fall over. So because we're kicking the air, we get no response. So what you've got to do is try and sink as you rise to kind of create this equilibrium. With a side thrust kick, if you go away from your kick, same thing will happen. You'll bounce off. So you've got to fight it by leaning ever so slightly into it. So look, there, I'm sort of falling. I don't want to kick my place. So I push in. So I want this feel of inward. So when I do my side thrust kicks, I'm going to lift, and then I'm going to thrust out and push my body a little bit in. So in, support leg bent, push, in. And again, 3. And again, 4. And last one, 5. Gotta let it go. Okay, other side. I'm going to show you in slow motion again. I don't want to go away from the kick. I don't mind a little bit, but I've got to fight it by pushing through. Okay, I'm going to move the camera a little bit because I don't think you'll fit me in. I do that. How's that? I'll go towards the camera. In, twist, push. Changes the foot shape, you see. I don't know why I'm holding on to that. In, thrust, back. 3, ready, let's go a little bit tighter. Ready, go. And again, one more. So we get that pop of the karate suit. There. Okay, so front, kingari. Front, maigiri. Roundhouse, side snap kick, and side thrust kick. Right, now it gets even harder. So, mai mawashi, maigiri, mawashigiri. So from here, kicking, and then I've got to open out my hips. And then when the hips are open, I can create that kicking arc that a roundhouse needs. If the knee dips, then I'm going to have to drag my body. Not a problem, but people will see it coming. It will be harder on the body, and the older you get, the more dangerous it is on the body. So I've got to do it as little as possible. I snap, stay, round. Ready? Snap. Keep the knee where it is. Round. And again. Snap. Round. Oh, one more. Snap. Round. Okay, how much time we got? Oh, 10 people. Hello, 10 people. Don't forget to say hello, so I can say hello back. I don't get to see who's watching other than if you say, send me a wave. Ready? Front kick. Leave the knee up. And roundhouse. Front kick. Roundhouse. Front kick. Roundhouse. Okay, let's do 5 of those, so that's 10 kicks. Pick your favourite leg, because I'm running low on time. So I'll do 3 off this leg, which is my bad leg, and 2 off this leg, doesn't matter what leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there we go. So, kingari, with that part of your foot, heisiku. Maigiri, this part of your foot, koshi. Then, mawashigiri, this part of the foot, koshi. Then we did side kicks, both side kicks with this part of the foot, kikato. Okay, now, my favourite, mikazukigari. Now mikazukigari is a crescent kick, so it's a front kick even though the legs go round. So the knot of my belt will continuously face forwards. If it's turning, it's a round kick. And this is not from the round kick family, this is from the front kick family. So I'm going to lift, bring it in. Okay, lift and bring it in. So I'm using this part of my foot, the instep. Put my front foot out, front hand, and round. Ready? And again. And again. So my left leg has all the flexibility, my right leg has all the technique. But I'll do it on both sides. Ready? Ooh, that's quite good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this squeeze at the end, so it's tight, then and the power you need, it's weird, is here. So you need to squeeze it here to make the power. So at the last moment, squeeze. So I lift, and I'm in. Ready? Lift, and I'm in. Other side. Other side. You can take a bigger arc, as long as you've got flexibility, or you can take a more narrow. Okay. The more advanced you are, you should be able to do both. Ready? And everything in between. Okay. Now, the reverse. But the heel is swinging down. So I reach up. When I reach the height I want, my heel comes down. Other side, 2. Other side, 3. Okay, say hello. Side, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Doing pretty well so far. Let's put them all together. Kingari. Toes back, low kick, nice and stabby. 6 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maigiri. Tummy, face, toes back. 6 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doing alright so far? Roundhouse kick, squeezing, rotating, stabbing. 6 times through each leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I didn't change legs. 6. Oh no, I'm going to have to do 6 on this side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then side snap kick. Go towards the camera. Tight pick up. Snap the foot. Ready? 3 times each leg. 1, 2, 3. Go the other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, doing pretty well. Side thrust kick. Lift, tight, open. Try and lean into the kick. 3 each leg. 1, 2. Now last one. 3. And the other one. Ready? 1, 2. Last one. 3. There we go. And front kick. Leave leg up. Roundhouse kick. 3 each side. Ready? 1. Front. Round. 2. Oh, thanks. 3. Other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Then crescent kick. Either up and squeeze or a little wider on an arc but a squeeze at the end. So this way. 3 each leg. 1, 2, 3. The other side. 1, 2. Last one. 3. Kikato. Heel kick or axe kick. Up. Heel down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Change legs. 1, 2. That's 1, 3. Right, what are we on now? The back kick. So, because of space, I'm only going to be doing a half back kick. So I'm going to turn around before it and then do the kick from a turned around position. I'm not going to do the full spin. If it goes wrong in your living rooms, I don't want to be responsible. So only a half back kick. So turn around, bend your knees, lean as much as you would like to offset the tendons. So if you feel it's too tight, you probably need to lean a little bit more, okay? So don't be afraid to lean into your kick With a front kick, you can lean backwards, especially if you're doing a front thrust. With a back thrust, you do need to lean forwards. Okay, so if you're very flexible, you might not lean as much. So we lift, we thrust the heel backwards. Okay, when you start, don't look at it. And over time, creep an eye to look over your shoulders, but you don't want to turn around. From here, look, push, out, lean, get the height. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you're really struggling with plenty of space, hold on to something. Travel through the kick, push and squeeze through, okay? Just practice this action. Okay? Make sure nobody's around you. So Shirogiri, the back kick. So we've got front, stab, front, toes back, round, snaps to the side, thrust to the side, front kick, then roundhouse. Then after that, crescent kick, axe kick, and the half back kick, which leads us to a snap kick to the side and leave your leg up for a thrust. Okay, so now it becomes harder, so it's more advanced. When you're doing a snap followed by a thrust, so in the old days you would do 2 snaps, so a front snap, then a round snap. You kind of, the legs do the same thing, so you don't have to worry. But when you're doing a snap and a thrust together, you can have problems, particularly if you've got problems with your hips. So you've got to go through the process. Hi, Mrs. Carrington. Miss Carrington, are you well? So we're going to snap to the side and then thrust to the side. And they're 2 completely different actions. So if you get it wrong, you're putting unnecessary stress on your hips, and that's bad for you. So I'm going to work through in a very advanced way. So if it's over your head, just put your fingers in your ears for about a minute and do this, la 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 la. But if you understand what I'm saying, then go for it. So with a snap, I want my foot to be behind the joint. That way I'm encouraged to do the full action that the joint is meant to do. Okay? If I don't do this, I get less action and I strive for power from everything else, which means I'm going to use the body too much, which is going to put too much strain on it. So to snap, a front, a round, a side snap, I need as much runway to let the knee do that. With a thrust, it's the opposite. I need that behind that, so that I'm encouraged to get the mechanics right. So with the thrust kick, it needs to be level or in front of. Now, I know that might be very complicated, so I'm going to run through it. So I snap. Snap my foot. Then I've got to change the mechanics so that I can thrust my foot. Ooh, balance. I'm doing it nice and slow. So I get my snap, foot behind joint, bring it back, and get joint level with foot so that I can thrust. Okay, so when you're snapping and thrusting, you have to physically change your mechanics between the kicks. With a roundhouse front kick, you can at least keep the action going, so it's easier than straining the body. So I'm going to do it from the front, snap, bring the foot all the way back, tight, thrust. Do it again, snap, thrust. If you're not very flexible, make your second kick lower than the first, so you're dropping. But don't make your first kick higher than your second, because you'll have to strain the joint. So if I snap, I can thrust lower. But I don't want to snap low and then thrust high, because what happens, your hip flexors will open and it will hurt. So you snap and thrust, okay? Then, my favourite kick, but it's the way my hips are wired, so I like it, you may not, so be careful. A front thrust kick. So to do a front thrust kick, you've got to be, those mechanics I talked about earlier. Hi Oliver, hi Miles, are you okay? Hope you're wearing your new belts. So, front thrust kick. With a front snap kick, foot behind joint, tight runway, snap. You can't thrust the snap. So a lot of people do this kick wrong because they keep this position and then they thrust. And that's going to hurt you. You've got to lift it so high that the foot organically goes in front of the joint. So I lift it, not that it's not scrunched, just the foot naturally goes in front of the kneecap, and then I let it go, like that. And I'm contacting with the heel. I squeeze, foot goes up tight, and through. You can do it lower, you just got to keep a more open leg. You can't have a tighter leg. So if you want it lower, open, and down. If you want a big kick like me, tighter, so it naturally comes out, and then thrust. I go back so it doesn't want to fit in. This way. Okay, and that way, the knees won't take the impact. It's a very powerful kick. And then our last one then is Kizamigiri. Now this is the hardest one. Not because it's a hard kick, because it takes a lot of body control. So I'm going to make a front stance. I'm going to start with a small one. What I'm going to do is a front kick off my front leg without this leg changing. So I'm not going to rock backwards. I'm just going to scrunch like the first kick, let it go down. It's harder than it looks. Make a small front stance to start. Squeeze as tight as the first kick, the Kingeri. But this time you're in a stance. It's got to be snappy as possible to fight the going backwards. I'm going to stance a little longer. And again, a little longer. And again, this way. Chop the other foot. Small front stance. No going backwards. No pushing backwards. Tight squeeze. So if you don't kick fast, too much gravity will be applied. Ready? 2. And again, longer. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to finish by going over every kick that you can practice this week, ready for all lessons after today. So if you are joining me for another lesson, there'll be more content with these kicks. But I'm going to run over them one more time so you can practice at home these kicks, and there's a lot of them. Number 1, Kingeri. Kicking with your instep, lower and tighter. You need that for the last kick, so don't cheat. Number 2, a front kick, pulling your toes back and snapping just as much as you did on the first kick. Aiming either here or here, but it's got to be the same. Third kick, the roundhouse kick. Tight squeeze, rotating around. Then the side snap. These are my worst kicks, but I've still got my line. Nice snapping action. And then moving into intermediate kicks, the thrust. Through. You want a nice popping sound. Ready? Bring it back. Then from there, we've got the crescent kick. The reverse crescent kick with the heel leading the way. Then we've got the half back kick. Okay. Then we've got the snap, change mechanics, thrust. Then we've got, I missed one out, the Rengeri. Kicking low, second kick, kicking higher. I'm going to finish with that one. And then Maegeri Kokomi, change the mechanics, lift, thrust, that heel. And then the last one is Amigeri from a stance. So to finish, we're going to do a Rengeri. We're going to do it 10 times, which is 20 kicks. You kick at 2 different heights, but the second one is higher than the first one. So you can go low and medium, medium and high, high and ridiculous, but you've got to differentiate the heights. I'll do 2, then join in with me. My feet together, so I go low, then medium, or I go, and then on the next one I go on the other leg, medium, then high. Or if you want to, I'll do one more, high, then ridiculous. But you've got to differentiate the kicks, and they've got to look like 2 front kicks. Ready? 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. And feet together. We're done. Whoosh. So, thank you all for joining me. The problem is I've got to speak quite quiet today because the little one's asleep upstairs. He's in the other room above, so if I speak this loud he won't hear me. So I'm sorry that my voice is a bit quieter than usual. I hope that some of you are going to join me tonight at 5:30 on Zoom so we can have a more interactive lesson. So far it's me just talking at a screen. I'm not 100% comfortable. I don't feel bad, but I'm not 100. Do this one as well. I'm not 100% comfortable yet, but I'll get better at it. There are all the drills for this week. If you're joining me on Zoom, I've only got a basic package, so if more than 30 join, I'm afraid it's first come, first served. If it looks like lots of people are joining, then I'll just pay for a different package. I'm not opposed to that. But I hope you take advantage of all these lessons. I'm going to be putting 2 to 3 up a day. I want to rotate the Zoom, the Facebook and the YouTube so that everyone gets access to this. And it's irrespective of whether you're a member or not. Obviously, first come, first served to all my members. But anyone can join in these lessons. I hope that I'm plugging a little bit of your day. And if you found it useful, please put a message below. If you want to do something else or you want to suggest something, just write it down. I'm not adverse to that. But thank you very much. This is karate done within about a metre squared, so anyone can have a go. You don't need much space. If you're doing this in the garden, brilliant. I'm also going to show you how to do whole katas in a metre squared, but not in a gimmicky way, so you can practice some other skills. Okay, so stay safe, train in safe spaces, don't kick over family heirlooms, and enjoy the rest of your day.